What's your question?
So, I think it's no secret that the most underrepresented character in Adventure Time is Tree-Trunks. Apple Thief was awesome, but are we gonna get any more episodes this season, hopefully, or are we gonna have to...
Next season.
Yeah, next season.
Or we already wrote it and scripted it. She falls in love.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You there, sir. What's your name?
I'm Phil Buffalo, and by the way, I love the show. And I just have two quick questions. I love both the shows, one for each. Where does Shelby work? Like, you just start coming back.
Shelby's around. Shelby was in Door Jam.
You got a bigger part.
Bigger part. Okay, yeah. All right. You got it.
There you go. Okay, great. And for JG, and how do you guys get away with all like the swear words that you say on Cartoon Network? It's like there's like a blatant like cussing, like just for it's a kids show.
Well, it's tricky. I mean, it depends on what you call cussing, but they're definitely pulling back on that. We don't get to say it as much as when we first started.
Have you guys considered like an Adult Swim kind of show?
I'd love to say whatever we want. That would be pretty awesome.
Thanks.
Over there.
Are we ever going to get an official kind of Adventure Time soundtrack with all the great songs?
I mean, yeah, totally. I just don't know when, but obviously lots of people are interested in that, so it'll definitely happen. I think, I feel like there was a whole soundtrack for one episode uploaded recently to the blog that Tim did. Tim was the composer on that one. Anyway, yeah, so they'll be going up sometime soon. I'll start kicking people's butts and get it going on.
Collectively, between your writing sessions for both the shows, how much pot is in those?
Zero. It's so hard to write these things.
I was straight edge, bro.
Mushrooms are much better for the writing process. All right, keep it roughly PG-13. You there. What's your name?
Senya.
Okay.
Wanted to say, love both your shows, love the emotional breath. We all love you in here. I wanted to ask, guess what I'm going to ask about. Because I read your blog and we've seen how there's that picture of Peppermint Butler as Aleister Crowley. Are we going to get any of that? Any hermetic order of Peppermint Butler? Or just more Peppermint Butler?
There's more Peppermint Butler. Well, I like Peppermint Butler a lot. He's got sort of a seedy past, and he's into some dark stuff. So yeah, you'll get to see some more Peppermint Butler.
And we're trying to get Aleister Crowley to do the voice. I always say, I was kind of like how on the show, there are these characters who just kind of seem like they're in the background, and then suddenly they have this horrible, shady past. I mean, you kind of, I remember, I think it was one of the Ice King's main sort of helper penguins in the episode about, it came from the Nightosphere. Martin Luther's dad was just like, you're the most evil person I've ever met. We're going to get back to that backstory?
Yeah, that's how it starts with a joke, and then we expand on it. So yeah, we've already started writing the Gunther episode where you get to see how that Gunther. Yeah, Tom does the voice of Gunther. Wank.
Would that count as a swear word? Wank? Maybe in Britain.
First, I just wanted to say, JG, thank you. You did an interview for me for a school project last year and had me on it, so thanks. I know there's a lot of like mumbo jumbo legal stuff that comes with the territory of doing the crossover, but even if that were not necessarily something that would be possible any century from now, would you guys be able to do a little, Adventure Time regular show crossover?
No way in hell.
I was gonna say it first, but I didn't want to hurt your feelings.
Or at least how would like, since we have you all here anyway, how would like Mordecai interact with Finn, or how would Rigby interact with the Ice King, etc.?
I think they would only be able to coexist like once we hit the magical element part. Maybe if we like went to another dimension, we're like, what is this place?
I keep putting nickels in this thing and I can't get a gumball out.
What's your question?
And what I'm going to ask about, and as you can tell from the plethora of Fiona and Cake Universe cosplayers, and I think even more hilariously, cross players like me, it's very popular. And I was wondering if we'd ever see more of that universe, and if we did, would we ever see maybe some content for Peppermint Maid, or even some lines for Marshall Lee?
Yeah, you know.
I want to hear the story of that terrible mustache.
Yeah, I think that's what we started working on it. And yeah, it would be more focused on Marshall Lee. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I want to hear more when I come up to this mic.
All right, yes, sir, what's your question?
Hey, both shows great. I speak for everybody in this room when I say you're in the right demographic on Cartoon Network with us, obviously. I have two questions for the, I don't know how much time, but for Adventure Time, I mean, I noticed that the Ice King, he's only happy inside of his head. Will we ever get an episode where he's like happy outside of his own
Oh,
heart?
that is a deep, thoughtful question. Will the Ice King ever achieve true happiness? I think the only time he's really happy is when he's playing drums by himself in his house. To me, that's when I really fell in love with the Ice King, when I saw that lonely room with a drum kit. Nobody to jam with, just kind of that sad Casio keyboard and a drum kit. Tells you everything you need to know about him.
I think he's like happy all the time. I think he's like happy when he's mad and screaming. Up here, he's just on top of the world all the time. I'll read into it.
And for JG and you guys are awesome. I love the show. GBF, type it up, baby. I'm sorry. In the episode, the Doing a Solid episode, at the end, when Mordecai does that embarrassing dance, what is he doing? What is he doing?
That was one where we left it up to the audience to use their imagination, because anything that we could have showed, they wouldn't let us show it on TV. Anything that we would have been allowed to show would not have been cool, so we can't show it.
All right, and this is just a general question for both of you guys. How does the writing process actually go?
We sit around, we throw titles in a hat, and we write as fast as we can, and we pick the ones that sound kind of cool, and then some of them work, but we throw out hundreds of ideas until we crash.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Yes, sir. Your question?
My name's JP, and I'm a big fan of both shows, but my question is specifically for Pendleton. First off, thank you for creating basically a modern American fairy tale. I mean, it's a true fairy tale. My question is, there's all these references that it's possibly like a real post-apocalyptic world.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that you might actually explore and explain one day, or does it really work better if you meant to just always leave that a mystery?
I like it just in the background. I think it just makes the stories more interesting because you can rewatch it and like see all the details that we put in the background. And Finn and Jake don't care. They live in they don't live in post-apocalyptic Earth, which is what it is, but no one knows because we're past that new magical world of the bubblegum ladies. Yeah, I don't know if we'd ever dig into it too much, but you'll keep seeing it come up, which I think is rad.
Will we ever learn more about Finn's particular past? I mean, like, we'll occasionally see him as a young child, and like, his mom. I mean,
On the Zoom leave?
What's up, student baby? Punchy your buns. Punchy your buns.
Nice little preview of the Adventure Time soundtrack there. You, sir, what's your name?
My name is Chad.
What's your question?
First of all, Mr. Quintel, I want my beard to be just like yours when I get older.
Well, thank you very much.
And I'm actually a huge fan of Martin's music, right? Yeah. Will there be any more in the future?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. And is Jacob criminal? Like, was he a criminal in his past?
Another shady past.
And for regular show, just out of plain curiosity, how much do Mordecai and Ricky make an hour?
Minimum wage.
Thank you, love you guys.
Yes, sir, what's your name?
My name is David.
And what's your question, David?
Just big fan of both shows. For the Adventure Time panel, I was a big fan of Earl of Lemongrass.
Yeah, we already finished writing a new episode with Lemongrad.